Hi guys. Ooh, snap! And we back at it. Okay, so guys, I've been wanting to make this video for a very long time, but my hectic schedule has not allowed me to actually stop and record and say everything that I want to say. So anyway, let's cut the bullshit and actually get into it. So I always receive a lot of questions like talking about depression and anxiety and all of this, and I actually received one recently, which was the one that was like, okay, I need to make this video because of how important this topic is. Okay, so first things first, I always ask, okay, if you need advice, please tell me, are you self-diagnosed? Like some, I'm not going to mention names, but this young lady contacted me and she was like, oh, can you offer any tips on basically dealing with anxiety? What do you do? How do you handle it? Blah, blah, blah. So I've been wanting to make a video about anxiety, depression, spirituality and all of that all in one, because I feel like it all connects eventually. Because to me, that's all a mood. You know what I mean? Like, how in tune are you with who you are, what you want with your life, and so forth. So anyway, she asked me that question. The first thing I asked her was, well, are you self-diagnosed or are you taking medicine? Has a doctor actually told you that you have anxiety issues? And the reason why I ask that is because it makes a big difference. So first things first, do not, I repeat, do not self-diagnose yourself. Okay? Just because you feel like you have symptoms and you read shit online and you read other people's experiences does not necessarily mean that you have anxiety. It does not necessarily mean that you have depression. Just because you might have similar situations or similar outcomes does not necessarily mean that you have any of the above. Okay? So first things first, do not self-diagnose yourself. It's like you punishing yourself for something that might not even be true. So that's number one. Do not self-diagnose. Okay. Number two, like I said, just because a lot of people deal with certain things a certain kind of way doesn't necessarily mean that you have to, or doesn't necessarily mean that you're going through it. Everybody is their own individual person. They handle things differently. They might handle it the same, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can relate to their situation, because every time that somebody has a situation, you have to understand that because they are different and a different human being than you, everything that they've experienced from the moment that they were born to the current situation might be a complete 360 from your current situation. It might be, for example, you're both dealing with the same kind of breakup, same type of relationship, but you're both raised differently. So that means that the way you handle it might be similar, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're handling it properly or the same. So, like, where does anxiety come from? I get anxiety. I've been in a relationship with somebody that had actual anxiety issues, and I get it. Your mind runs a million miles per hour. You feel like you're dying. You feel like nobody understands, and all of this while you feel like you're in this dark room dealing with it by yourself. You don't have to deal with it by yourself. I feel like the more you speak openly about what you're feeling, the easier it is for things to flow in and out, in and out, in and out. And it's easier for you to figure things out when you're open about it. Okay? So with me telling you not to self-diagnose yourself, you just have to be, I guess, let's not even make this just about anxiety. I want to make this about everything. Because like I said, I feel like, unfortunately, we are raised differently. We're raised to not be strong up here. We're raised to, especially me, like, for example, I was raised to try to live out my family's life because they couldn't, or vice versa. I was raised to only believe what they believe in. I feel like what's important here is to focus on being mentally strong. People have like such a big misconception about what being spiritually in tune is. They think that, oh, because you go to art galleries, you're automatically a spiritual person. Oh, because you believe in chakras and third eye and all this bullshit. Oh, you're a spiritual person. Oh, because you do yoga fucking 5 days out of the week, or because you go to church every freaking Sunday or 5 times out of the week, you're a spiritual person. No, fuck that. Spirituality it's literally a mental thing, because you can do a million things and still be a shitty human being, and still be trapped, and still not find answers, and still feel absolutely stuck. So to me, being spiritually in tune and spiritually woke is you being cautious of your mistakes, of other people's mistakes, of wanting to actually grow and become a better human being. That's what, to me, being woke is, okay? And how you focus on that is doing things that make you happy, things that you know. Like, literally, that's, to me, spiritually being woke is understanding even that everything that you've endured, like, you don't have to make yourself a victim out of. You know, I've been sexually molested. I almost got raped. You know, I've been through so much shit in my past that was meant to fucking break me. It was meant to destroy me. It was meant for me to look at people and be like, fuck everybody. Because I never had love. I never had family. Like, literally. But did I use that against everybody? No. I was like, you know what? I learned. Even though this happened to me, I learned. And how will I prevent this from happening to me again? I learned. I read. I educate myself. I don't wait for shit to happen to me before it happens to me. And after shit happens to me without it being my fault, understand that a lot of things that happen to you aren't your fault. And when things like that happen, you need to accept that. Don't think like, well, I should have done this differently, or I put myself in this situation, blah, 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 blah. No, accept that it happened. And when you accept that it happens, things will literally change, and things will, you know, put themselves into perspective for you. So the lesson in life is not to dwell or to feel stuck. It's to learn from the experience, and learn from experiences that you haven't even endured yet or encountered yet. That's why you read a lot. A lot of people always ask me, well, what do you do to always stay happy and motivated and blah, blah, blah. I do what makes me happy, whether it's the simple shit in life, like spend time with my family, do videos. You know, a lot of people might think that like that's the most ridiculous thing, but me speaking and being open about everything that has happened to me helps me so much. Like, you would have no idea. It helps me. It cures me. And it makes me a happy person. And just because I know that everything that I do is with strictly good intentions, and then I also have that fuck it mentality where people are like, oh, no, ella se cree esto, or, you know, they form their own opinions about me, and it doesn't fucking faze me. Like, I am 31 years old, living my best life, and I can honestly say that. I'm not one of those that posts and acts like I'm living such an amazing life. No, I'm actually living an amazing life, and that makes a difference. That's what being woke is. Living your best life to the fullest, whether that looks amazing to somebody or whether it looks like you're a shitty human being to somebody else. It doesn't fucking matter. Live for you. That's what's important. Anything that is affecting you negatively, understand that you are in full control of that situation or that person, because you can choose to allow somebody to impact you in a negative way. You can choose to keep that person around, but you can also choose to put you first, eliminate all that negativity and all those people that are making your life a living hell. And you can take yourself out of this situation that's like a dark cloud bullshit and just boop. It's really that simple. Place yourself here. And anything, if you put yourself here and say, this makes me happy, this makes me happy, this makes me happy, and you're constantly surrounding yourself with just that, trust me, your life will do a 360. So when you think about depression, anxiety, and all this other bullshit that affects you emotionally, think about that. Like the Matrix, what pill do you choose? Anyways, I hope this video helps you out, guys. Have a blessed day.